My name is Chelsea. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. I am a homeschool mom of 2, but only doing school with 1 currently. I have a 5.5-year-old. She'll be turning 6 in September. And then I also have a 2-year-old who we are not starting school with him just yet. But for my daughter, if you saw my last video, I talked about how we're doing like a kindergarten round 2 is the plan for next year. If she was in the public school, we would be starting kindergarten, like our official kindergarten year, this fall. So we kind of started a little bit early here, which I feel like honestly is really typical for most homeschool families. If you notice, I am quite strawberry today. We went to the water park all this morning and I forgot to put sunscreen on myself. So I'm a little red and a little toasty. So, and I'm feeling really, if you know how you get a summer and you feel really flushy, you feel really hot. So if I look a little glistening, that is why. It's the sunburn. In this video today, we are going to talk about what our plans are over the summer. So I do not plan on doing a full curriculum over the summer. I do though plan on using a lot of different little elements to study. I know what we need in order to prepare for the curriculums that we'll be using in the next school year. If you are interested in what we'll be using next school year, I will put a link to that video down below. So for math, I have a few different components that I've created to help with math. So starting off with math, most of these printables I got from the Singapore math website, just free printables. I think they're called the Blackline Masters. Yes, so it says Blackline Master Documents. So if you're using the Singapore Dimensions program, which I use their preschool program, you have to either you can buy these pre-printed or you print them off a lot yourself. So thankfully they provide a lot of them online as PDFs though, so even if you don't buy the program, you can still take advantage of these. So this is one of the Singapore Blackline Master things. I will leave a link down to these down below as well if you want to print these out. So this is the hundreds chart. We are working predominantly on counting by ones, counting by tens, counting by fives, and counting by twos. She's gotten really good about 1 to 100, and she's kind of learned the format and the pattern recognition. She's gotten really good at her 10s to 100 as well. We're still working on the 5s to 100, and I haven't really touched base on the 2s to 100. So this is just one example. We'll usually, for 1 week, we'll focus on alternating. So like we'll count by 1 to 100 the one day. Day number 2 of the week, we'll count by 10s to 100. Day 3, we'll count by 5s. Day 4, we'll count by 2s. And then, was that 5 days? I don't know. But if there's another day, we either rotate that or we stick with what we need to work on. So sometimes I rotate it. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, we kind of struggled with this yesterday. Let's try it again. So that's just an example of how I'm using this. Again, not a curriculum, just a little handy thing. Another thing is, again, from the Singapore Dimensions website, they have all these edition flashcards, and I went ahead and printed them off. If you do this, I wrote the answers on the back. Don't do that. These are easy enough problems to know in your head. I did it so if she wanted to do it, she could check it herself. But I think she's able to see through. And sometimes if she sees the card, she'll call it out based on sight. So I have to like hold it like this to hide the number if she can see it. But we're only doing 10 of these a day. So I'll kind of like shuffle them, choose a random 10, and then we'll work on those 10 just to see her math fact fluency. She's doing really good at this. Sometimes we'll work on the cards, sometimes like visually, and she'll read it to me. Sometimes I'll look at the cards and I'll just call out what the problem is to her. And then we started introducing kind of word problems. So if I saw this, I'd be like, Mommy had 2 flowers and then Daddy gave her 1 more flower. How many flowers does she have now? And she's actually doing really good with that. So it's not visual written problems, but I'm using word problems and kind of introducing them to her in a way. And she's doing really good at this. I haven't started this yet, but of just noticing the 10 frames and calling out what they are. So like calling out if it's 11, or noticing 10 and 2 is 12. So I have a bunch, again, of the Blackline Master 10 frame cards. I'm not sure if I like it where it's a double stack 10 frame or a straight across 10 frame. I have it double stack because that's what the Singapore Dimensions uses. So I have this if and when we want to start reviewing these. And then I also have, just like we have the addition fact cards, I also have a nice stack of subtraction fact cards. We haven't started on the subtraction fact cards at all yet. I will probably do them similar, where we just choose 10 cards and those are the 10 that we do a day. But we haven't started introducing these just yet. So that is it for our math. When it comes to reading, what we're doing with reading is, when we were doing the Good and the Beautiful program for Unit 1 for last year, we had a lot of these words written down on cards. So these were a lot of the words in either the booster card books or the sight words that she was working on. So these are the words from the Good and the Beautiful that we were working on that I had written down. And then I also have words from the All About Reading program. So same thing, working on just reading fluency. We can usually get through this stack pretty well. I would say she's still working on segmenting the words. And so, for example, segmenting would be where she goes at, sat, and then blending. So that's what we're at in terms of her reading. So again, we're just not introducing any new words right now. We're just reviewing words that she has learned in the past and practicing really nailing down those words. And on top of that, I don't know, I was kind of hesitant to mention this, but I feel like it's really important to mention this. And so that way I can give you guys as my audience expectations of how I school my child. I did receive an Instagram message from a curriculum company recently, and I just want to mention this because it got under my skin. And so this curriculum company reached out and they were like, hey, we'll send you our curriculum if you're wanting to try it. They specifically said, hey, we noticed you're using this program. We want you to try ours instead, which was already like, okay. And so I told them, yeah, like I'm about to do my summer trial video, or just my summer like review video. I would love to try out a new program. And I told them, I was like, I would be willing to include mentioning your video or mentioning your curriculum in my summer review. So one video, this one that you're seeing now, as well as an end of summer, like how and what we did through summer. And that's what I told them I was willing to do. And they were like, oh, that sounds great for the beginning of summer. And they were like, that sounds great for the end of summer. But we also want an end of August one when you've used the program for 12 weeks. And I essentially told them, I was like, I can't commit to that. Like, I can't commit to a program that I don't know is going to work for my child, that I don't know if we're gonna like, if I'm gonna like as a teacher. I don't know if she's gonna like it as a student, because the first video would be at the end of July, and that would be about 4 to 6 weeks, which is a fair trial period. I feel like that's a good trial period for a program. And they essentially told me, no, we require you to make these 3 videos and a minimum of use the program for 12 weeks. And it was just too pushy and it really rubbed me wrong. And so I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that if you ever in the future see me work with a company, it's because I genuinely would have used my money to purchase this program and use it on my own. Just for background, it's worth less than $100. They were wanting to make 3 videos and use it for 12 weeks, and it just didn't add up. I really want to come on here and let you guys know though, that if a program does not align with my values, my time, and my effort, I won't feature the program. I'm willing to turn down programs that aren't gonna be a best fit for me and my family. So, this channel is about our homeschool journey and my child's learning at the forefront, and I will not, and you will not see curriculum companies being pushed to the forefront for profit. So, just wanted to throw that in here because it came up while I was about to record this video. That's it for reading. It was a reading company, if you were wondering. Also, on top of reading, topic change, we will also, and we have been, this is not the first book. The first book from the All About Reading is in our room because we've been reading, this is the volume 3 one because I had it. We've been reading one of these stories every night before bed because we have the book, and we don't move on to the next story until she's mastered the one that we're on. I think we've only like on the 3rd story so far right now, just because we just started implementing that. So I have all about reading books. We have some Bob books, so I have more beginner readers. I have the beginner readers, and then I also have, I hate the fact that I was talking, turn around, I'm sorry. And then I also have the Good and the Beautiful reading booster cards that we're still either reviewing, the ones that we've already done in the past. So again, a lot of this summer is focused on review. It's not about learning new things, it's about going back and really honing in on mastering the things that we already learned. At least that's how we're doing our summer. Lastly, some just like extras that I'm wanting to include. So we are planning on going to a cheer camp. So possibly cheer camps this summer because my daughter's very interested in cheerleading. I used to be a cheerleader. My husband and I met in cheerleading. That's how, in high school actually. So that's how we met. So my daughter is very interested in cheerleading, but before we just throw her into the competitive cheerleading world, we wanna do some more fun background, like camp style stuff with her. So we're gonna be exploring cheer camps this summer. We will be going to ninja class 2 to 3 times a week. Go on daily 4-wheeler rides just for nature. So we'll look at snakes, we'll look at trees, we'll look at birds, we'll look at eggs. Like recently this week, I think it's called a kingfisher. And then this is how excited we got. We noticed that this kingfisher was running out of the road every time we went on a 4-wheeler ride. And we followed where it was running from, and it lays like quail-size eggs, speckled, like little speckled eggs that blend in perfectly with gravel. And so it's not a great spot where this bird is laying its eggs, but the mom and dad, both the kingfisher birds, lay their eggs on gravel in the middle of the road, and they will run off really far away so that way they distract you from where their actual nest is. So our daily 4-wheeler rides is stuff like that we turn into like science, nature, journaling, or not journaling, but just nature study. And so we will still be doing all of that because we really enjoy our daily 4-wheeler / walk rides. We will spend lots of time swimming, and obviously we went to a water park today. Note to self, wear sunscreen next time. And just overall lots of time outside and time with our friends and times with family and whatever else shows up. Like today we didn't do any school because we went to the water park with friends. So I'm pretty sure that is it for our summer school plans. Are you guys doing anything for summer school? Are you just taking a complete break, or are you reviewing? Are you still introducing new material? Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!